Episode 2, A New Life in Paradise, Part 6. This little island was a veritable treasure trove of playgrounds. There was more than just swimming and enjoying the scenery. From the giant trees, there were simple suspension bridges to move from one place to another. From the giant rocks you could jump into the sea, making it like an athletic field. Also, at the place where the rocks formed a tunnel, the sunlight reflected on the white sandy beach, which in turn reflected on the sea, making the cave itself glow blue. No matter where you look, you would never get bored. There were facilities for lodging, kitchen facilities, toilets, and a terrace with a great view, all built by digging into the cliff or using huge trees. It was a heavenly place that kept Sho and his friends' hearts constantly racing. Puha. Haha. I haven't done something like this since I was in elementary school. I'm next. I'm coming. Yee. Whoa. Watch out, Dirt. I'm still. Oh no. Boom. Sho's face was soaked from the effect, and he coughed. Pua. Ha 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 ha. This is fun Sho. Dirt peeked out from the surface of the water and laughed, and Sho couldn't get angry at that smile, and Aaliyah and the others who were waiting on the cliff couldn't help but laugh as well. Come on, you guys. You can jump in and play, but be careful not to go outside the cove, where the waves are swirling wildly. I don't think you guys need to worry about that, though. Okay, Myron shouted, sitting alone on a beach chair. Dirt was the first to answer, raising her hand. Aaliyah said, Yes, yes. Apuesta nodded silently, and Palti said, Okay. It had been a really fun time. After playing around like that, everyone took a lunch break. Laying a blue sheet on the beach, they enjoyed a delicious sandwich of pork and lettuce that they had prepared the day before. Then it was right back to playing again. Myron-sensei, would you like to play with us, sensei? Shokuin? Do you think I'm on the same level as you children? I'll just stay here and relax. Go make some noise in that nice swimsuit, young man. Ugh. I finally forgot about the swimsuit. Sho tried to call out in good faith, but was kicked out. As he left the scene, looking down at his swimsuit, which was still embarrassing, the girls by his side chuckled. What's wrong with everyone? Sho questioned, and Dirt mumbled in a small voice, That bathing suit. Myron-sensei picked it out for you last night. Huh. Sho remembered that Myron had said earlier that she had chosen this swimsuit after much deliberation. Aaliyah and the others added to Dirt's words. You see, we went back to the house yesterday, right? You know how hard it was for us to go out with you. I was also asked to find out how to import men's swimwear from. But Tommy-san's store was the only one on the island, so I went too. So, we all went to Tommy's store. Naturally, the store was closed, but Myron-sensei managed to force the store to open for us. Phew. After that, it was just like Dirt said. So, was it? Yeah. I was really serious about my choice, sensei. Yeah, I've never seen Myron's face like that before. Myron-sensei is so clumsy. But I'm sure she really is thinking about Sho. Yes, you're right. Sensei, she was serious, but she looked really happy as she picked out your swimsuit. She was as excited as an adolescent. Myron-sensei was? Sho was taken aback. The rose swimsuit he was looking down at still didn't seem to suit him. Still, Sho found this swimsuit very endearing. After all, he had never received a gift from anyone other than his parents before. Himiko and the others had always given her gifts, but he had never received anything in return. That's why even a swimsuit like this seems very important to Sho. Indeed, Myron was a mess, a beautiful woman with a dirty old man side, but sometimes she showed a girlish side, and Sho began to feel a strange attraction to Myron. That's why, I think. I'll have to thank her later. Hey, you guys? What were we just talking about? Oh, jeez. Oh no. Oh no. That's the reaction of, you guys. I'm sure you didn't tell him. I'm sorry. I've already reminded you that this is a secret. Whoa. Run. Oh no. We're in trouble. Dirt and the others ran away as if they were spiders, and Myron swore, Damn those kids. Sir? What is it, Shokuen? Just so you know, I'm a pretty loyal person. Thank you very much for this. I'll be sure to wear it carefully. Sho was able to clearly express his heartfelt gratitude. Sho's cheeks seemed to be reddening slightly. It's a natural response for an adult. I'm sure you're not the only one. Here, go play with Derd and the others if you understand. Yes, I'm off. Turning his back on Myron, Sho ran off with his glittering swimsuit to the giggling girls. After that, Sho and the girls continued to frolic around like little children. Haha, Derd over here. Hey, wait, Sho. Whoa, this bridge is wobbly. A few minutes earlier, Derd said, I want to play nature tag. Her spur-of-the-moment suggestion had led Sho and the others to organize a game of tag using the entire area around here. At first, Aaliyah said, I don't want to do it, it's too tiring, but once it started, she was very excited. Sho, you seem to have gotten used to it. You're right, I'm often outrun by you guys. Gah, you guys, really, how much physical strength do you have? You play too much. Currently Derd was chasing after Sho, while Aaliyah and the others ran a little further away to watch. Aaliyah was already getting lightheaded and groggy. Damn it, I'm the only one thereafter. You'll never catch me. Wait, Sho. Whoa, I'm scared of this scaffolding. Remembering that he used to like playing with athletic things when he was a child, Sho managed to keep running from Derd. And now he was running on a long and narrow suspension bridge between the cliffs, looking directly down to the sea. The bridge was old and unsteady, and Derd was struggling to keep her balance. Sho, on the other hand, was carefully but quickly crossing the bridge and would soon reach the other side. Okay, we'll just run to Aaliyah and the others on the other side. And then, just like that, snap. The weight of Sho was too much for the bridge to bear. The thin wooden planks that formed the bridge were decayed and easily broken, and by then Sho was already surrounded by a strong sense of floating. As the scenery turned upside down and he heard the sound of the wind, Sho realized that the bridge was broken and that he was in the middle of nowhere. The bridge was broken, and he was falling off the bridge. Sho! With Derd's voice still in his ears, Sho plunged headfirst into the sea and received a severe shock. What? Gurgle, gurgle. Bogo, bogo, bogo. The sudden drop and impact caused him to swallow the seawater in an attempt to breathe. He opened his eyes, but couldn't see up and down and couldn't move. Oh, by the way, Dr. Myron said the current is fast around here. Sho remembered what Myron had said several times. Because this place was near an intricate rocky coast, the waves crashed into each other and gained momentum. As soon as he realized this, he began to feel distressed and dazed. The waves reflected off the cliffs tossed Sho around with erratic movements, and he was completely played. Gah. Cough. Oh no, not again, my breath is. His consciousness became hazy. Sho lost even the strength to struggle and sank straight to the bottom of the sea. Damn it. Sorry, guys. If he died, Derd and the others would feel responsible, and Myron would be held accountable for his actions. Sho was filled with a sense of apology for this, rather than for himself. He was fed up with his own pettiness until the end. That's how it was when Sho was prepared to even lose his own life. Slightly open eyelids beyond his vision, he saw the figure of someone there. The silhouette looking up at him from the sea, he did not know who it was. But he was certain that someone was coming to save him. Anyone? He tried to look at the face of the person who had come so close to him, but before he could, Sho lost consciousness. Just before Sho fell off the bridge. Oh my god. I made sure to keep the bathing suit thing a secret. Myron was sitting alone in a beach chair, slurping down another bottle of sake. Pfft. It's been a week since Shokuen came to this island. Tonight will be that day again. Myron mumbled as she watched Sho and his friends playing in the distance. I wonder what kind of choice Shokuen will make. There is a possibility that he will return to the mainland, then Myron realized. Lately, she had been spending more and more time thinking about Sho, rather than Minamata, whom she was supposed to be targeting. Well, that can't be helped, can it? I'm Sho's homeroom teacher. It's only natural for me to be concerned about Shokuin. Myron talked as if she was fooling herself, but she was smart enough to know how she felt when she mumbled something like that. No, you're not. You're an adult, remember? I'm a woman who graduated from the highest school in America at the age of 12, and I'm more interested in Shokuin, who is still a child, than Minamata, who is also an adult. It was a good thing that no one was watching, but Myron's face was definitely red from the effects of the alcohol. That's when it happened. Sho! Dird's loud voice was heard. What? Hey, what is it? Hey, you guys? Myron put down the bottle and ran towards Sho and the others. It didn't take her long to understand the situation as she reached the teary-eyed Dird and the other girls. Sho, Sho, Sho. He could hear voices. Was he asleep? In his blurred mind, he heard someone calling his name. At first, he thought he was hallucinating, but the voice became louder and louder, and then it seemed more and more real. Sho! 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 Wake up! Huh. Gasp. Whoa! Oh! Oh! What? What the? He jerked up as hard as he could. He blinked several times. Each time, water dripped from his hair and eyelashes, blocking his vision. He roughly wiped the water from his face with his hands and then coughed. His mouth overflowed with seawater. He had drunk quite a bit. Huh? After calming down, he looked around. It was a sandy beach somewhere. He looked around and saw that there was a cove nearby, and he could also see the bridge from which he had fallen. And there were the 5 familiar figures: Dird, Aaliyah, Apuesta, Palti, and Myron. Everyone. The 5 of them were shocked and didn't say anything for a while. But then, whoa! Sho! Dird hugged him first, and Sho, who had just woken up, fell down on the sand again. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. I was wondering what I would have done if you had died, Sho. Dird. Seeing her crying and distraught, Sho was able to think calmly. And then he knew. He knew that he had fallen off the bridge, drowned, and almost died. Haha, what the heck is that face? Sho, do you have any idea how worried we were? Oh, Aaliyah. Aaliyah's voice was unusually serious and angry, and Sho was confused. Sho, thank goodness. Really, Apuesta looked terribly relieved and slumped down on the spot, as if she had lost her back. There were tears in her eyes. Are you injured? Are you aware of anything? Sho. Oh, yeah. I'm fine. Palti. Yes, I see. I'm really surprised. I'm glad you're okay, Sho. Palti had been praying, and she smiled at him, keeping her hands together. Shokuin, you know, if you die in an accident here, the blame will fall on me, right? I told you many times to be careful. Don't be a nuisance. Finally, Myron yelled at Sho from the front in a loud voice. Dird and the others all reacted to her words, with Dird in particular saying, "Sensei." That's not fair, she said, and then stopped. She had tears in the corners of her eyes, too. Sensei. It was probably a cover for Myron's embarrassment, as she couldn't be honest even in this situation. In fact, Myron was feeling the same way as Dird and the others, despite her usual arrogant attitude. Sho got up with Dird in his arms, looked around at everyone again, and said, "I'm sorry for worrying you. But I'm fine." He bowed his head in sincerity. That took care of the situation. The weak-looking girls all smiled and wiped away their tears. Even Myron seemed to have forgiven him, though she looked away with a humph. Hey, Sho, are you sure you're okay? It looks like you hit your head pretty hard, too. Dird asked, to which Sho replied while holding his still slightly throbbing head. Yeah, I don't seem to be hurt anywhere. Just a little throbbing in my head, but I'm fine. Anyway, wasn't it Dird who came to save me that time? She swam up to me like a mermaid. It was really mysterious. What? Dird said, tilting her head. Well, it wasn't me, was it? So Aaliyah, Apuesta, Palti, or you, Sensei? Aaliyah and the others all looked at each other and shook their heads in frustration. No, it wasn't us, okay? We just got here a few minutes ago. Yes, we came to help Sho, but he was already lying here. Yes, we rushed over as well, and Dird tried to give him artificial respiration, but we found that Sho was already breathing. So, we frantically called for help. Yeah, and then Shokuen woke up with a start. I was so surprised. Oh! Apparently, no one had any idea. Then who in the world could have saved him? What do you mean? He was sure that the silhouette at that moment was that of a woman. However, all the female members who came to the picnic had no recollection of it. Come to think of it, the swimsuit the woman was wearing didn't seem to belong to any of these people. Maybe someone happened to be in this place, saw the scene of him drowning, and saved him? That was the only possibility that remained, but Sho had no way of knowing that fact. Even if he thought about it further, there was no way he could know. I don't know, but I'm glad Sho is okay. What? You mean someone other than us saved Sho? Ha ha ha, then maybe a fairy tale mermaid really did show up. I'd like to thank her if I could. I suppose you're right. If there is such a person, I'd love to do that for them, since they saved Sho's life. I see. Yes, you're right. I'll have to thank you properly when I see you. Having been saved, Sho once again felt the joy of being alive. Then he gently touched his own lips with his hand. For some reason, he felt a soft touch on his lips. Sho woke up just as Dird and the others appeared. Ha. In the shade of a large tree, a pretty girl was breathing heavily. She was dressed in a bathing suit, several drops of water dripping from the tips of her hair. She was soaking wet and breathing with her hands on her modest chest. She took several deep breaths and finally calmed down. Then she stealthily pulled herself out from behind a tree and looked at Sho and the others. Thank God. It looks like you're safe and awake. I hope they didn't find out about me too. I wonder what I've gotten myself into. I don't think it was my role to go that far, and I'm sure I wasn't the kind of person who could move that aggressively in the first place. But my body moved on its own, and I found myself diving into the sea. If you haven't been found out, you'll be fine, right? The girl stopped peeking and hid behind a tree again. Even so, shoo. She could still vividly recall the scene from earlier. When she saved Sho, she was so selfless at that time. In order to save Sho, who had stopped breathing without thinking about the consequences. Wow me. The girl gently touched her lips and sat up, her face reddening. Except for Sho's accidental drowning, it was a great time. But the more fun they had, the more quickly it passed. The reddish sun was shining on Sho and the others, and the sea was turning red. In the midst of this, Sho and the others were getting ready to leave. Haha, that was so much fun. I'm so tired. I haven't played outside this much in a while, Phew. Yeah, it was fun. Yes, it was. It's great that we can all come together and play with nature. You guys are really healthy. You're so young. The girls chatted about the events of the day. Myron hadn't played much, just sunbathed on a beach chair on the sand and drank, but she looked tired, probably because of Sho. At the sight of the girls, Sho smiled as well. Sho had fun too? Dird asked with a slightly apologetic look on her face, probably because of what had happened. But Sho answered with a smile. Yes, of course. It was a lot of fun. It's a memory I'll never forget. When he replied like that, Dird also puffed up and said with joy all over her face. Haha, that's good to know. It'll be nice to come back. Yes, it will. I hope we can all come together again. Yeah, we should all come together again. Dird looked a little sad at that point, and Sho had the slightest doubt in his mind. But he didn't think too much about it, thinking that it was probably just a sentimental feeling that the good time was over. Myron also showed a complicated expression for a moment. Okay, time to go home. Are you sure you didn't forget anything? If you forgot anything, you'll have to swim back. That's absurd. Sho and the others all climbed aboard the ship, with Myron grumbling as they headed back to the ship. Myron took Sho back to the houseboat, and with Pian Pio's incubator in his hand, he went down to the beach that he had grown accustomed to. Myron was going to take Derd and the others home as soon as she returned the fishing boat, so Sho spent the night by himself, which was unusual. After a quick meal of leftover dried fish, he washed himself with the water from the nearby spring and the containers that Tommy had given him. When he was refreshed, he lay down on the beach and gazed up at the night sky, which shone with an exquisite brilliance that would be hard to see in the city. The sound of the waves was soothing to his ears that he felt as if he would fall asleep if he closed his eyes, but Sho's eyes were bright, as if he had not yet awakened from his excitement. Okay, it's not yet 9 o'clock. I guess I'm just in time for my appointment with Minamata-san. Glancing at his watch, Sho turned his gaze back to the greater universe. I wonder if Derd and the others are already asleep. In the midst of all this, Sho's thoughts were solely about the girls. It was all he could think about these days. It had only been a week since he had come to this island. If he had been alone, he would have run away from the island or cried out to Minamata for help. But thanks to them, Sho was able to live happily, and he owed a great debt of gratitude to Derd and the others. Haha, I've never been able to get along with girls like this before. He thought honestly. He had never really talked to girls his own age before, except for Himiko. He was surprised that he was able to talk to them so easily. He could have gone out with Himiko like this, and maybe the relationship would have been different, but he had faint hopes. This is why he was concerned about it. But I still know almost nothing about Derd and her friends. I'm with them all the time, but I don't know anything about them in detail. What country they are from, what kind of family they have, what kind of house they live in, what kind of people they have met, and for what reason they came to this island. And he remembered the first night. Even now, he could vividly recall the atmosphere of that time. That may have been a dream, but it was a very real scene. I wonder if Derd and the others are hiding a huge secret from me. Maybe there's something hidden on this island. Maybe I read too many manga. I haven't read manga in a while, though. Sho convinced himself that it was time to go back to his tent. Then he heard the sound of footsteps and turned around.